Hello, hello, friends. How are we doing today? If you are here from the future, I hope it is well, and may you have a very happy time zone. Laurel, do you want up? You'd better behave. Come on. Come on. She's threatening the Ethernet cable. I was feeling like more zomboid today. I'm feeling like zomboid every day, realistically. I just needed people to share it with. So welcome back. Looks like we have a crowbar. A bloody worn crowbar. So we got into combat once with this crowbar. And look, it's that condition already. It was worn when we started using it, but it was still in like the orange, like the damage. The crowbar is no longer a good weapon, based on durability specifically. It's very sad. The bread knife was never much good. It's a little bit better now, actually. Here, let's, I will demonstrate the bread knife. Most of the knives now, like most of them, are not good for fighting multiple zombies. It's only gonna be the sturdier ones. Let's see, can we get an assassination with it? Okay, we can get an assassination kill with a bread knife, which feels kind of wrong. I'm not gonna lie, but we take these. Oh, I don't think I checked kill count. 469 at 10 days. Can I get a nice? Oh, I don't like how that one whipped around. When the sprinters do that, they take off a second afterward. It's terrible. Don't you try to come up behind me, rude. They just want to join the graveyard with all of their friends and neighbors. And the entire town on this bridge. This is a small farming community, by the way. I'm gonna guide her away from the rest of them. Because I actually want that duffel bag. Do not want to rifle through all of the zombies in town to get it. Feels like they let us automatically go for the low kills like that. Like if one of them's on the ground in front of another zombie that's walking at you, it totally will let you go for it, as long as they're not right in your face. And a lot of the time, there actually is the time for it, as long as you're not too tired or anything. Hate fighting on that bridge. We keep fighting on it because it's a bridge. It works quite well. But the more of them pile up on it like that, the smellier it gets. Soon enough, we're gonna get sick just from walking across this bridge. Okay, there he is. Keen hearing gives you such an advanced warning that sometimes it's confusing where the sound is coming from. But it does lead to a lot of, just like, quick lighthousing. Come on over here, you have a bag. I would like to loot it. Yeah, let me go for the assassination while there was a zombie looking at me over there. So that one gives you a little bit more range as well now. Alright, let's see. Water hydration pack. That was not just a bag. Do you want help? You know his poop. Laurel. She really wants me to go brush her on her rug. And she always decides that she wants something like that right when I'm about to stream. She very much feels that stream must be all about her. It's kind of adorable. Who can tell her that she's wrong, really? Huh. Hello, neighbors. This is why we do a zoom out after combat. Okay, so we're peckish. We smell an overwhelming stench, a smelly smell. The smelliest smell we ever have smelt. And we're just a bit out of breath, so... How many of them are coming? I think that's kind of manageable. But we also want to sit down for a little bit before we fight that. It's very easy to get impatient around now. When I really just want to get into the buildings that they are guarding with their lives. Just gonna need to blow my nose real quick. Let's see. They're not very patient either, are they? At least they're not very fast either. Do we have a pack? Snack? What about them? Did they have any snacks? Sometimes it isn't displaying properly when it's a bag in a bag, but no, empty. The hydration pack feels like a very nice find, but it replaces the backpack slot, which feels bad. Like, if we're driving around in the car, just kind of clearing places out, then that makes sense. Because we're not going to be doing much looting, and if we are, we're going back to the car soon anyway. So I feel like, for certain circumstances, the hydration packs are going to be awesome. But we are not yet there. Still needs to be in the base inventory before you can wash bandages and stuff like that. Can't have it in a bag for that. It doesn't fit. We're building up a nice amount of stuff. We've even got our glasses in there, spares. Let's see. Letter opener will work for a few hits. We are good and hungry, though. I wonder, does the cola give us back any hunger now? It does. So they've added calories to liquids now, is what that means. For a little while in Build 42, every drink was sugar-free, I guess. They just gave you 0 calories, nothing. They were basically like drinking water. We're getting lots of bags now. I like my hiking bag so far, though. Guess we were lucky this one. Hey, that is the plan. We've got a few stabbing implements as well. Let's see how the letter opener does. Can we get an assassination with it? Yes, we can. If we can do it with the bread knife, we can do it with the letter opener, I guess. We're feeling queasy after crossing the bridge. I'm real worried about this crowbar. It's going any second now. More of them coming out of the woods. Just always listening for the shrieking of a sprinter. It was in this area that one ran up on me. I was just trying to loot inside of there. They can't tell where I am. I think they can hear me or something. Maybe they smell me. They're tracking where I've been. I don't want to go back towards the overwhelming stench, necessarily. But the bridge is my safe place now. Yep, there it goes. No multi-hit with the bread knife, which I think that makes sense. That's a good thing in my book. But it really doesn't do much. See, a lot of the better weapons, they feel like they have really good impact now. But weapons like this, even that last, the last stab doesn't feel that impactful. There it goes. We're gonna have to start making our own weapons, is what this means. Really. Because we're not looting enough of them for the amount of zombies that there are. This is the biggest thing I've learned about these zombie settings so far. At least if I'm gonna have these zombie settings and these loot settings, you know? Just gonna have to supplement it with some foraged spears and stuff like that. What kind of tree grows the best spears? I think it's gonna be these ones. The trees give you different amounts of different stuff now. So, like, where they used to always give you a certain amount of logs and a certain amount of sticks and twigs, they now give you a varied amount depending on the kind of tree and how far along in growth the tree is. Huh. Finding lots of historical photographs. Alright, so we're at high exertion, we're hungry again, we're queasy, we're having a pretty bad time. I would say it's time to go back and recuperate, but we're not going to be much better off back at home. I might raid the church. Really, it's clearing the church, reclaiming the church. But also, the zombies kind of own it now, so it feels like a raid. It's not going to give me much in the way of weapons, but what I really need is cooking implements right now. I'm going to do the speed walking back. Basically all 3 fields along this row here, they, here, let me actually show you on the map. So here, there's animals. Here, there's animals. And over here, there's animals. Like, livestock. It's a random spawn, like, what livestock they're gonna be. Other than not chickens. Just because they're not the right kind of fields for chickens. They're all sheep this time. Ah, yes, we have a bunch of unorganized stuff as well. We can turn this into one matchbook. We got all this to melt down. I'll put that in the washing machine. We probably won't actually end up running it before the water and the power goes out, but it keeps things organized. These will probably end up scrapping. Like the damaged stuff, that can be used to patch other stuff. I'm gonna fill the hydration pack and stash it somewhere. Why not in the duffel bag? Just for now. Really not sure where else to put it at this point. We've got drinks over here in general, but that's gonna fill up pretty fast if we're putting the big waters in there. We've already got a dispenser bottle in there taking up a bunch of space. Realistically, we could put the drinks all over here. We put a hand fork in there already, okay. Technically that is a weapon. Technically these are weapons, apparently. I found both of these in zombies. Oh, we can use that one. They seem to be relatively common. I think we will find one for car repair specifically at some point. I will do a tiny bit of organizing. Both of the whetstones are worn. We'll get some use out of it still. There is actually a little animation with these. Can I get her to turn? Yeah. It wasn't working on multiplayer. Some of the little animations, but then another time, you know, like sometimes it shows people sitting down, sometimes it doesn't. So it seems like the multiplayer so far has been inconsistent, but also, wow, a lot of fun. I guess we can make this a bag of bags for now. We've got enough of them. Playing cards, I kind of just enjoy. Maybe we'll find a use for them at some point. Because we can draw a card. The D&D dice that we found the other day as well, they, you can actually roll them. I really enjoy stuff like that. Again, it's the little details in this game that really make it for me. Yeah, we've already got a ratchet wrench in there, so the rest of them we can use as weapons without even worrying about it. We've already got one that is just a tool. Okay, so we need food. I think I'm gonna end up cooking up the ingredients that I was saving for something. Yeah. It's not gonna make us happy. In fact, we're probably gonna be pretty unhappy about it. But we will be full. And we got plenty of books to make us happier. I wonder if I'll get any shows now. Because there's lots of different channels. Anyone still broadcasting? Oh, we got a visit on that other channel. Bzz, bzz. Oh, there's a visit. Some of the channels are making different noises. But nothing there. The radios, some of the stations go on for a little bit longer. We almost burnt our stale rodent meat. Wouldn't want that. Having a hard time lately. It is, isn't it? This character is really just barely scraping by, but I feel like in multiplayer, these are going to be pretty good settings. Because it keeps us exploring, because there's not enough loot that we can kind of settle down for real long. And it keeps us fighting. So we're going to have to be resourceful, but there's also going to be enough of us that we can do way more in a day. So some of us can be exploring, some of us can be crafting, some of us can be working on gathering up animals and farming and crops, all that. I guess it's evening time. We'll read a book. We'll read a book. I guess just an entertaining book. Let's read Lovely Dogs. That made us happy. We like dogs. Looks like I've read all the skill magazines. See, they have the recently read thing too, so I'm guessing that we get amusement out of reading those again. And considering this isn't a multiplayer one, there won't be anybody else that wants to read them. We'll just put them in with the entertainment for now. Well, I guess we could check on the sheep. Looks like the first round of zombies are disappearing. Nothing but bloodstains out in the field now. It feels like the rain kind of speeds that up. It's apparently 90 degrees Fahrenheit in game. It's been pretty cold here in real life lately. That still does not sound very appealing. How we doing, guys? I like that we can pick them up. It really does slow you down. They weigh a bit, but you can pick up the sheep, just yoink. Looks like we may be able to get sheep milk. Not seeing any babies though. Okay, so they're going in there to eat. I like how they fixed it on one side but not the other. Like that side still stays actually sealed when you move the door. The sheep cannot get through there. You have been zombified. Oh no. This was a multiplayer game, but... We've got some more animal feed in one of the sheds if we need to give it to them, but it looks like they have plenty for now. It is nice that they start with plenty. Oh, it's already dark in here. There we go. One open curtain. I think we closed it all up because of the helicopter. We were here, I'm pretty sure, when it happened in this game. So we started in the trailer park. We ran out of town and lured a whole bunch of zombies over here. We ended up down here, worked our way up. We fought through most of the horde that we lured over here. Well, there's still some coming out of the woods and coming out of this area. Feels like once we've cleared that, we will have cleared quite a few of them in this chunk of space. Your exhaustion levels are peaking lately. You're sleeping like our playthrough characters. Oh man. 2 hours, wake up and take to wait 45 minutes before you can fall asleep again for 2 more hours. Yeah. That is how our playthrough, our characters are sleeping. Because they don't technically need sleep, but also it's nice to have a time skip sometimes. Plus, I'm sure that our characters appreciate it anyway. She's gonna speed through a bit of time because she's not really properly tired, so she's probably not gonna sleep very long either. She's hungry again. Let's see. We'll need to cook before we go out anyway. 4 a.m., yeah, she basically had a nap. Ooh, recliner can be really nice if, Okay, so I always get tired after I eat, but I can't lie down, like, horizontal after I've eaten. Otherwise, my belly's gonna hurt when I wake up. So recliners and stuff like that are beautiful for that. Anything that keeps you kind of upright. Plus, it's so easy to just relax in a recliner until you're sleepy. And then you're in a recliner. So you can just go right to sleep. True. It's great for the back, sleeping like that too, for some reason. It's weird, because, like, we definitely, we want to lay down to sleep, but also, apparently our bodies take issue with it. Alright, so we've eaten. It's about 5 a.m. Still pretty dark out there, even with cat eyes. We have a ratchet wrench. It would be nice to go through the trailer park, just because it's quick looting. I don't know if it's worth fighting from another angle yet, just because we've cleared so many zombies this direction and we really don't have much in the way of weapons left. Like, I'm gonna have to start crafting weapons if we don't get any this run in. An already overwhelming stench. This area is not fun to be in, apparently. Could be checking the wallets for pictures and stuff like that, but I don't feel like it's worth hanging around the pile of bodies any longer than necessary. Surprised the walking corpses don't smell worse. That doesn't seem to bother me much. It's not like the flies would have trouble keeping up with him. Except the sprinters. Maybe that's why they sprint. Just trying to outrun the flies. They seem to really like attacking from multiple directions now. And I'm wondering how much of that is, you know, like a pathing thing versus a... Maybe it's my settings, you know, because they have varying senses, so they kind of start wandering around as soon as they start hearing a fight in the distance. Yeah, see? We've got some coming from over there, like, I heard something. They haven't seen me yet, necessarily, but they know that they heard a noise in this area. Yeah, see, they don't know what they're heading towards. Some of them are going inside. They must be in the gas station. There's enough of them here that apparently it worked for them. Plenty of people were going into the gas station, considering how few snacks there were there. So he went inside the gas station to do the dog thing of let me at him. Hold me back, hold me back. No, actually, hold me back. Is it this door? No. They're beating on a door. Oh. It sounded like a door. It's really the fence. And a barred window. Okay, that's a weird noise for them hitting this fence, but I get it, I get it. It's new that they hit fences, so just using the door sound is actually good for us in some ways, because it's a recognizable noise. But also for them, because they don't immediately need a new noise. Wonder if we'll be able to make spears with screwdrivers like we used to. Alright, here's where I wanted to get into before. It feels pretty quiet here, but sometimes they'll just stand there behind the door quietly, listening, waiting. Some entertainment stuff. Space Warlock. I guess we'll take it. There's not much here. A few comic books will do us good. Claw hammer, that's pretty huge. I think we had/have a hammer? Not on us though. You know what, I'm going to save these. These will be our tools. Now we can take down doors if we need to. Incredible heroes. Couple of comic book fans here. Do they have anything in their kitchen? A can opener. It is useful. We already had one, but it is useful. Nothing in the fridge. They had absolutely no food. Maybe they got out, man. Maybe they ran for it. Took all their food, packed up all the good stuff in there. Okay, I want in the basement. I want in the basement. I definitely want in the basement, don't I? I don't like basements. I love basements. Get away from me. Come here. Oh, shit. Come on up. Oh, come on. See, basements are the most death by stairs thing I've seen in Project Zomboid is the thing. Because going up the stairs is bad enough, not knowing if there's a zombie up there. But at least they hear you first. They don't seem to hear you going down the stairs in the basements. Which makes sense. But also, look how dark. Yeah. You can never stand backwards on stairs. Yes, you can stand sideways, but you can't stand backwards. I don't know if I'd thought about it like that. A little bit of electrical wire and a phone book so far down here. Some paint. Oh yeah, these loot settings suck. Oh, he's in the closet. Poor guy. Wire. I mean, I guess I'll take the wire, but man, that's a disappointing haul down here. Yeah, we're gonna have to loot a lot of places in multiplayer if I keep these loot settings. Like, it will keep us moving. I'll go in the back. I'll go in the back. Things are clear enough back here. How many more of you are in the trees? If worst comes to worst, you can break a hole in the basement wall and then walk through it. And you'll end up above ground. Because that's how it works. Yeah. Oh, you think you're scaring me? Knockout. Just in there in the closet trying to be spooky. That was a very scary movie, wasn't it?
Are you cozy?
Alright. Yeah, I guess we just keep on looting. Hopefully the diner will have something yummy for us. Oh, somebody just got God out there. They heard me hop a fence and they're like, what was that? What's going on over there? Anyone else? Okay. Yeah. So the ones that end up with sensitive hearing, it's really sensitive hearing. Like, they heard me hop a fence and they're like, who's there? And they heard me bash one zombie and they're like, I knew it! Oh, you could make Cindy, Oh, there's a lot of potential in horror movie characters for Zomboid. Oh, come on. I just know a sprinter's gonna try to ambush me during a moment like that. It's always at the most inopportune times like that. Whoa! Okay, the multi-hit did not hit that one. Hopefully it's not a bad injury. Oh, I'm bitten on the neck. We're definitely dead. Haha! That sucks. Okay. So, when you are bitten in the zombie apocalypse, well, there's not much you can do for yourself, but there's plenty that you can do for others. In this case, the others will be me in a different life. But still, who is this character? Fannie, really? She has really carved out a path in the apocalypse, hasn't she? She's made things better for the next guy that comes along. Gotta go find my bleed out spot. Yeah, this is always what it comes down to, honestly. Because waiting for the illness to set in is not really ideal. We don't have a weapon. I don't want to fight all those. Yeah, this is how Fannie dies. The ratchet wrench seems to work pretty well most of the time. But there are always risks to short blunt weapons. This is why I prefer long blunt weapons, because it gives you a little bit of space to work with. Ooh, part of the problem is we're at a low weight. That took down our fitness as well. I did not notice that. It's the little things like that several things at the same time will kill you. Like, I was a bit underweight, which took my fitness down, which I wasn't expecting. I didn't notice that my fitness had gone down. And then I couldn't expect the same thing from Fannie. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop off my stuff at base. And then, well, Fannie's gonna go find somewhere to die. With a bite, she probably will be turning into a zombie. So, what we're gonna wanna do is drop anything good that we want to keep off in the base. And then we probably want to leave. Well, you weren't bitten. Hannibal could survive that. He's tougher than you give him credit for. And you know what? I think I want to keep the bandages as well. We're gonna drop our gloves, our riding helmet, our key ring. One of the most important things, if you have any car keys, you do not want to lose them. I'm gonna drop off my bandages and then run, basically. into the field. And maybe... Oh, she did not make it very far at all. But no! She's outside of the building at least. Let's see, does she wander? She killed 549 zombies in 11 days. She was a bit of a legend. Maybe he was ready. You were ready to make your next character. Well, the downside to this. No, she's not a sprinter. We have lost our skills. All of the skills that we developed, all of the stuff that we got from the shows, we have lost that now. I think I'm gonna go with a preset. That's about what we had. Wait, can I go back? No. Just gotta go slower through them. Martina Rhodes is kind of a character. Make her Ranger and name it Android 17. That is your playstyle. You make people and characters that already exist. And I let the game give me a character. I hate the strapped shoes though. I am going with the sneakers. And where are we? Oh boy. That's not gonna be a fun one. It is actually kind of quiet over here. Okay. I have time to loot. Now, if we want to be roleplay about this, then this character has no idea that that spot exists that we prepared before. But I'm probably not going to be doing that this time. Griddle pan is nice. How many different kinds of pans? Oh, we got our roasting pan. We're good, we're good. Oh, some steak, hot dog buns. What did I say? I knew we were gonna get the hot dog buns soon. Soon as we opened that pack of hot dogs and ate it. Yeah, we don't need a hoodie yet. In fact, we're dressed a little bit heavily for the weather. Yeah, the pan looks dented. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. I think I'm gonna take the same path, basically, just because I know that that place is already cleared. We're gonna use meta knowledge. I would really not like to fight any sprinters. Like, getting out of town this way when sprinters are in the game feels a lot riskier. Like, I gotta be ready to swap to actually sprinting. Alright, we've got another parade coming. Clearing back to the gas station is going to be a pain again. Please, no sprinters? None that have noticed me, at least. I'm just listening for the screaming. Alright, we're gonna go in front just because I don't want to leave a whole bunch of them behind the place. We probably will anyway, but... Man, they were already closing in on this space. So they migrate. As soon as there's an area empty, they start migrating into it from other areas. I feel like that's gotten better. See, like, there's a little bit of story potential here. Like, there is a little trail of corpses. She finds this. She's like, who left all these? I want to be friends with them. Stop in for a drink and then leave. I think we're good. We will have definitely pulled them back towards the bridge. But all in a week's work, huh? Took us like 10 days to do all that before, but we had to secure a house too. This one was pretty difficult with no weapons. Alright, we've got food now though, like the ability to cook it as well. Oh, hello. Can you die outside? Hello, me. Meet the real me. Oh, that was weird. A single zombie here, huh? Yeah. Alright, hot dog buns, they can go in the freezer. Strawberry, I'm just gonna eat. But the rest of these we can actually make food with now. And then we will have some spare jars. Alright, I'm gonna pick up the stuff I left over here. I think we have to wear the fanny pack on the front now to access it. Or... okay. So it doesn't work whatever you equip it first on, apparently. Do I have to drop this before it all? What I really want is the ability to reorder these in the base game. Not gonna lie, that's another small thing that I always end up modding in. Is the ability to just reorder the all the different bars. Like down here, the ability to reorder it. Here, the ability to reorder things. It's always the change I end up making. Just gonna collect our denim shirts, I guess. Alright, and we've got a pretty much clear inventory. We're doing okay. We had a strawberry, we're fed. Alright, I think I dropped a watch as well. Maybe something else. Some gloves? Yeah. Don't think I want to use the riding helmet right now. It just constantly adds discomfort. Slows us down, really. There's the watch. And the flashlight and all this. We'll take these. And now, that keyring is just a souvenir. Oh boy, so we don't really have a weapon. Hello! I am returned. I think, if we're gonna go stomping, then I don't want to go where I've just lured a bunch of them. I think I'm gonna go up the sort of back into town, but from the bottom. We're starting anew, we may as well start from the bottom. Work our way up. I feel like we're gonna get some food at least from the cemetery/church area. And we'll hit that before we hit the bulk of the town. Oh, our last character died. They got too underweight and I didn't notice. And we were using a ratchet wrench. Short blunt can be so risky. But for now, we are back to stomping. I don't want to speed through too much because we haven't really been in this area. There's lots of trees. And there's always a chance there's a sprinter. Hmm. 3 is manageable. 4 feels bad. I'm gonna need you guys to stand on each other. Shit. Can't stomp this one through the other zombie. I'm not trying to break his knees, I'm trying to stomp on her head. Yep. Yeah. We worked our way back to the base that our last character set up. But yeah, we got bit on the neck. That was a GG moment. We could at least get back to our base, though. Leave our stuff behind. It is definitely recoverable, dying in this game. It just depends how much you want to roleplay it out. Because realistically, your character knows nothing about the other character unless you've come up for a reason in-game why they would be looking for each other. Like, if they're siblings, it makes a certain kind of sense. If they're twins, because you just used the same preset, it makes even more sense. We've used that explanation in multiplayer servers before. I hate the crawlers. Okay, at least she's not behind the other zombie's knee. See, this is why 3 sucks, but is manageable. Like, you kind of just have to keep juggling them. And it makes you real tired. And if 1 or 2 more join, it's always a lot more annoying. He had a romantic letter on him that is not of interest to us. See, we're at excessive exertion just because we fought 5 zombies at one time. Unarmed. Actually, understandable. Never mind. Fighting 5 zombies unarmed. You're allowed to be a little bit tired after that, I think. Romance, like most things in the zombie apocalypse, is dead. If you were playing with friends and you were telling a story, you'd be more invested, you think. But solo, you think there's no plot, forget it, yeah. I mean, unless I'm thinking of one actively, like this one almost makes sense because there was a trail of corpses leading to the place that was safe. So if a character was just trying to get out of town because town is very populated, happened to cross that bridge because it was the closest one, then they're gonna find the piles of zombie corpses and be like, I want to find who did this. Well, we did. She was a zombie. But she had a nice base set up. Some of that is just timing. We've gone through half of our water already. You want to go the other way because it's a warning that someone is cuckoo. Somebody's too good at killing. In 10 days, she killed about 600 zombies. I think it was between 600 and 700. Honestly, fair. Very fair. Alright, I think we're gonna go home. Make a nice meal. Have a nice sleep. And then we're gonna go out stomping again. We're just gonna keep doing that until we have weapons and food and all we need. At this point, I'm thinking about grinding the foraging skill. It won't feel as bad as in multiplayer just because I can speed up, but foraging actually works better if you go slow with it now. Alright, let's see. Because it was glitching in multiplayer. The cooking is glitched in multiplayer just a little bit. You have to like pick everything up before you can actually add it. Where here, it automatically moves everything working fine. I will give it this. The multiplayer, I've only found a handful of glitches so far. They are around some important stuff to me, so I'm not exactly happy about them, but I understand. There's a lot to this game. Implementing multiplayer is gonna be complicated. Okay, so it makes us pretty unhappy to add multiples of things now, it looks like. When we cook this up, the happiness will probably be in the happy instead of unhappy. But we will see. We used to be able to get away with adding 2 of the same thing, as long as we were adding multiple different things. Ooh. However, I've tried the game Survivalist Invisible Strand. I don't think I have. Not sure I've even heard of that one. It's 10 years since the infection started. Long-established settlements are collapsing, one by one, for unknown reasons. Survivors are running to the hills to escape, hoping for safety in remote places. As another refugee, you're here to carve out a new life for yourself, by any means necessary. They're kind of fun, kind of comic book style. With some of the, looks like portraits, character portraits in that game. Yeah, I had not seen that before. It's a very niche game, but a bit like Zomboid. There's a story, and part of the game is building a settlement and managing the people that join you. See, I would probably like that, because that's part of what I'm kind of missing in Zomboid, at least when I'm playing solo. Okay, it looks like adding multiples of the same thing makes us a lot more unhappy than it used to. Maybe that's just because, like, maybe the characters get used to eating certain things. This character was just created, though, so I'm not sure how that would balance out. It's like, she hasn't eaten anything yet, basically. She had a strawberry earlier. Her food variety is pretty good so far. I'm thinking we can get away with adding the same thing multiple times. A bit less than we used to. Alright, considering we're not tired, I feel like it's actually okay that we're going to bed this late. We'll see. When does she wake up? 5. That works. That works for me. And we get a rainy day, which, since we don't have crops, doesn't really help us. In fact, it makes things a bit inconvenient for going out there. But later on, the rain will be a godsend. Like, we're gonna be cheering every time it rains at some point. Alright, what was the plan? I wanted to do some foraging. Rainy day is not the day for that. So I think we're gonna go stomping. I'd really like to reclaim the church. Every time I've gone there, there's been food and cooking stuff. I'm hoping for a proper, like, soup pot. Wait, it's one of your go-to zombie apocalypse games. The last time you had a decent settlement, you had 2 people that just stayed outside your base, and you thought that they were just waiting to join. But they were casing your settlement, and since you didn't have many fighters, they came in with a shotgun, and that was it. Okay. You're making a very good case for this game. That's the kind of stuff that I like in, like, Dwarf Fortress, for instance. Dwarf Fortress has a lot of stuff like that. I love it for that. There's even, sometimes in Dwarf Fortress, there will be characters that hang out around your base, but not in your base, just because they like it there. And they'll help you defend sometimes. If you decide not to be xenophobic dwarves, then people really like to hang out there. You can also forge alliances or make enemies. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Of course, the rain clears. Maybe we'll get some foraging in. Maybe, optimistically, we get to loot this area, and then we get to do some foraging afterwards. But we'll see. It depends how many zombies there are. Stomping takes a while. You had a tactic of finding people you didn't like and selling them cooked zombie meat to infect everyone and then go in and take over. That is sinister. The ability to actually pull off tactics like that, though, is very promising in a game. So I really liked Rome Total War, years and years ago, like when I was growing up. Uh, but both me and my partner feel that it is very restrictive as far as the tactics that you can actually use. At the time, it was pretty great as far as options, but now it feels lacking. I think Stronghold was really good for that at the time, too. Because they were actually, like, you could use digging tactics and stuff like that in Stronghold. I liked that. I want, like, a combination of Stronghold and Rome Total War. And that's not gonna happen. That would be a really complicated game to make, but... yeah, it's nice to have the ability to use creative problem solving with stuff like that. Knocking on wood so far, it's pretty quiet here. We've gotten into the kitchen. Oh, I miss proximity inventory. Key to the church, I mean. While we're here, I like that it's labeled like that. We'll take a pizza cutter, we'll take a rolling pin. Again, that's probably not going to make it back to the house. I don't know if we'll need the strainer for anything, and I don't know if we have one. It's one of those items that aren't very notable. Yeah, see, they got stuff. They got food. Put everything in the freezer. I don't need to put the lime soda in the freezer, though. In real life, that's a pretty bad idea. Unless it's only partially full. Let's see if there's any other loot. Yeah, that's more than I'd like. Let's see if we can split up the group. I guess we can use our rolling pin. When I shove them, they move back a little bit, and we kind of have a tight space to work with here, so we will sacrifice the rolling pin. Oh, there's a sprinter. Hello. Hi. This is why we are by a fence. This is why we like being by a fence. Come on. Not sure how we've splattered the fence quite as badly as we have, but... place has a new paint job now, sorry. At least I'm trying to stay on the sidewalk out here, but there's plenty of blood inside too. Come on. We're getting pretty tired. We lost all of our skill progress. Which feels pretty bad, but at least we weren't super far into it. And we can find the, like, tape recordings of the skill channels. So that's not necessarily completely lost, you know? We are gonna take that. No gun. They had a holster, but no gun. Must have lost it somewhere. That zombie can open windows. If I'm gonna have a sit down anywhere, here feels like the place. What's this character? Martina Rhodes. We'll just give her a quiet moment here. Keep our ears out for the zombies, though. I have not checked the other rooms. And it's really going to depend on the zombie whether they're going to bang on the door or just open it. There was a cat hair in my drink. Yeah. I don't know how she does it. She always manages to get at least one hair in my drink. I think she is aware that I'm allergic to her. In her own cat way. So maybe she's just trying to fix that, you know? Cat privilege, hair everywhere. Yes! I remember my mom used to insist on trying to get the hair off of me before I'd, like, go to school and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh no. What, are they gonna know I have a cat that loves me and likes to cuddle me? Whatever will I do? The Science of Seduction and The Worker's Guide to Computers. What do you think they were doing? I think they climbed out the window. That looks like I'm just gonna fall if I step over there. What is that? Okay. I don't know why, that looked like just a hole in the ground to me. Alright, we've got fish fingers and we got tater tots back at home. I feel like that's a pretty good run. We've got a rolling pin as a weapon now. It'll last for a little while at least. I find the way that the vision is limited now very interesting. Like, we used to be able to see in a bubble around us, basically. Just like a little perceptive bubble. Keen hearing used to make that perceptive bubble a little bit bigger, too. Doesn't seem to do that anymore, but the audio design is really good. Especially with the different zombie noises they have now. Oh, we're building up some bread. See, if we can add less of the same stuff, then we'll have to just use more stuff. More different stuff. You can fill the kettle. Just have some spare water in here. Someday we will thank ourselves for this. When the water is out. I do like that it auto-sorts things, but I have to actually remember that it auto-sorts things. Otherwise it's inconvenient, because I'm going back to my base inventory like, oh, it's just going to end up there. No. that actually functions now. Did we have a strainer? No. Okay. Better equipped kitchen. See, we're starting to run out of space in this one, but not quite yet. We've got a lot of stuff in there with the organized trait. I think I'll move the books over there, and that's all the organizing I want to do. Looks at pile of stuff on the floor. Nah. Yeah, I'd rather not. Feels like a shame to just eat the cereal on its own. I do want to test if they've fixed the cereal bowl glitch. What was happening before is you'd make a bowl of cereal, and it would use the entire box of cereal, but it would treat it like it was just a single bowl of cereal. So you'd get way less calories out of the box if you tried to actually make bowls of cereal, when it should be the opposite way. You only use a fraction of the cereal box in build 41. Feels like we can add a lot of stuff to this. The roasts and the soups and the stews were some of the best for that before. But it feels like it might be more. It's a lot of stuff in there. Okay, I'll do a little bit more organizing. Just because we need a fork over here for certain recipes. Alright, we don't have a TV to watch, so I'm just gonna speed through this. She hungry. And then, well, we have a rolling pin. We could keep fighting. We're getting towards late day. I'm kind of curious about what the other nearby animals are. But, let's see. I haven't even gone this direction yet. If I go down Hawthorne Creek Road, then we will get some more farms and another pasture. And then if we go down that road, then we will find chickens without having to go to the chicken factory. But we don't have a car yet, let alone a trailer. Which means we'd have to carry the chickens one by one on foot. We've got a little bit of food now, at least, and the ability to cook it. I think we just need to make weapons at this point. Need to see about that. So let's see. What do we need for a spear? Because the spears were good before. I still like them. We need long sticks. Saplings. Or just foraging long sticks. think one of my favorite patch notes was the one involving the very long stick. They changed the name to long stick, but it's still a real long stick. So it used to be, and this is still a tactic, you can still go around like this in 2 times speed. This is something that we can do. We're very bad at foraging, by the way. And it's raining, so this is not going to be very good at first. This can work. But this seems to work better. I think it's even more amplified as we go along, as it's a bigger bubble, but yeah, we can do this, and then we can sneak along a little bit, and then we can do this. And each time we do the, like, combat stance, the perceptual field kind of spreads a little bit. I think it's a percentage, considering the first thing we find is a toolbox. That's not super useful, but it's kind of fun. This one is a vanilla run. Just because I was trying to replicate the settings that I have on my multiplayer server set up for, like, a few people, just to see how it feels. And on the multiplayer server, I'm definitely not going to be modding it for a while. They've got a lot to fix before I'm going to be comfortable modding it. But I do have a bunch of mods that I'd like to use. It's just they keep stopping working. So I've been switching them off quite often. I had to stop a few runs because too many glitches with the mods. And it's annoying getting a certain amount into a run and then just having to stop because a mod has created a, well, just made it so that you can't do what you want to do. Whose keyring is this? Nobody important. Must have been one that was on a zombie that we didn't sash back on it. Okay. Yeah, we will probably find a bunch of mushrooms while it's raining like this. Hemp dogbane is great. We can make twine out of that and rope. The speed up thing here, it works well enough that when I get impatient with just the slow looking around like this, I do end up just speeding through it. Ah, here's a zombie to stash the keyring on. You can have it. I like how there's lots of different zones now for foraging. There seems to be a pretty extreme limit with the rain on foraging, especially since we're like wet and uncomfortable now. Basically any discomfort will make foraging really difficult. It just makes the ring smaller. We want large orb to ponder. Their sneakers are still in pretty decent shape considering we went stomping in them. It's funny to me too. We'll try wringing out the sneakers. We'll see how well it works though. Because for most of the shoes, trying to wring them out does not work. Like barely at all. Oh, they're pretty dry already. Sneakers it works on though. That kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Like the top part of sneakers you'd be able to kind of wring out. We're drowsy at least this time. Alright, that's our bag of bags. We can organize a little bit at a time and it won't feel so annoying. Everything is bloody in the apocalypse. It's okay. Oh, do you want that? I scooped that cat. Laurel has made her return. Stream cat for luck. Let's see, we're tired, we got some stuff to put away. I don't think I'm gonna risk it on the unknown mushrooms, so I'm just gonna freeze them. Try not to cook until those are frozen. These we can make salads and stuff with. We do have a bowl. They could be magical mushrooms. You never know. I used to kind of stack stuff up on this table, but it ends up being really annoying because you do want to use it as a surface to work with. Apparently you do need a certain amount clear for that. Alright, so we're gonna sit down in bed and actually we can let her wash up while we think, contemplate, scheme, and plan. As I'm thinking it would be nice to have more animals. At this point we need to get into producing our own food and stuff like that. Foraging would be nice, but on a rainy day, it's kind of just not gonna happen. We don't have a hatchet or an axe, so we can't be cutting down trees looking for saplings and all that. Animals, that's a setting thing. You can make it so that animals attract zombies, or you can turn that off in the settings. So far, I don't have that on in the settings. Some of the new stuff I've turned off, just because there's so much to this that certain things you don't want to deal with. Like the meta predators, nah. Even when the seasons for the plants was glitchy, I ended up turning that off. Yeah, I think it depends how busy things are. The settings I like to use, I tend to turn off zombie respawns, but I'll amp up the peak day settings. Because that makes a certain amount of sense to me, and it makes it so that you can plausibly kill all the zombies on the map. Which feels like a fun goal. Sounds like one of those games that wants to add more than it needs to. I mean, yes, but that's what I love about it. if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if it's more than they need to. It's definitely more than they need to. But also, that's genuinely what I appreciate about the game is how in-depth it is. Because I would be playing a first-person survival game if this wasn't so good at the survival part of things. Genuinely, yeah. And I think that's why it's great that they have such good settings for the game. Like, if you don't want to deal with growing seasons, you don't have to deal with growing seasons. If you don't want to deal with breeding seasons for the animals, you don't have to do that. If you don't want to worry about raccoons and stuff getting into the chicken pen, you don't have to do that. You can even make it so that you can go cops inside without any lights or anything like that. It gives a range of options as far as scaling difficulty. Like, there's lots of different ways that you can make the game more difficult. For many different preferences. That's, like, from the zombies to the survival side of things. Alright, avoid the mushrooms. You just want to rob your neighbors and introduce them to Lucille, but that's a you problem. One of my friends that I play this game with, their Steam name is Negan. So when we use the display name on Steam, not like the name, but they, like, basically in Zomboid, they show up as Negan when it's showing username instead of character name. You are not the only one around here that loves Negan. I stopped watching The Walking Dead around when Negan was introduced. So I have been considering going back at least to watch that arc with him, because I've heard that it's worth watching. And at the time, after watching the rest of Walking Dead that up till that point, in order, actually waiting for it to be on TV, I don't think the character hit right, you know? Like, I didn't get him. I think at that point in the show, watching it in order the way I had been, it felt like they were creating problems in a way that I didn't like. Oh, I just realized. Here. There we go. That's centered for you now. I can't be the only one that annoys. Sometimes Zomboid will go windowed mode without the bar at the top, and sometimes it won't. So OBS, it sizes it differently. It's strange. We leveled in cooking with that roast. I feel like Build 41 is definitely more like immediate badass as far as the game goes. In Build 42, you really have to work your way up to that. But I feel like that makes it feel more rewarding. I can see how people would get, like, frustrated with it, but also, I enjoy it. That's what I'm looking for in a game. That was The Walking Dead altogether. Everything was fine until the group comes along, then suddenly everything falls apart. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, they were walking disasters waiting to happen, and I think that annoyed me at a certain point. One thing I really did like in that show, though, is there was this little, it was like a few episodes or something, plotline, where the zombies, basically, the zombies were attracted to noise, and the zombies would make noise. So the zombies would end up attracted to each other and create these huge, like, super hordes that kind of just migrated because they were, like, they spent enough time where the zombies were the loudest thing. They spent enough time just grouping. And I liked that because that's a problem that it makes sense. You know, it would eventually happen. They would create these massive super hordes and just end up riling each other up. Alright. I'm going to take my rolling pin. I'm going to explore out this direction. It's a rainy day. We could start on some planting, but I don't know that we even have a watering can or anything like that. I'm gonna check in here real quick. We have a bucket. I mean, we don't have any cows yet. I guess I'll put this outside. If we need to pour it out, we can. If not, collected water is collected water. We checked in there. I could grab some water before I go. What am I thinking? Can't exactly drink the rain. Not without fire applied. Just checking OBS. Yes. It's like checking to see if the oven is on. Like, did I leave myself muted or something? I've done it before. Just because I wasn't used to having so many audio channels. Oh, hello. That's a few neighbors. We're not very strong on this character yet. But, I mean, feet of lead. Normally, that would be a bad thing. But it's great when you're going stomping. Don't need strength, just some stomping boots. Yeah. Right now we only have sneakers. Not seeing any good shoes on these ones. Ours are lasting decently though. See, normally I can comfortably just use the speed walk to thing through most of this area, but 1% chance of sprinters changes everything. This is very uncomfortable. Is that guy just pretending to be dead? Those are quite some plans right there. I mean, I know a lot of people were trying to escape to Louisville, but... You know what? Actually, we will take the map, just because if we die... Actually, the map stays. Can we burn the map? I'll keep it just to test if we can burn it. I must be tired. I'm forgetting that the map is saved. That was a little spot of lag. What's over here? Sprinters remind you of ferals in State of Decay. Fair. Fair. I think I've watched a bit of State of Decay played, but I haven't played it myself. The scream is quite something, though. Oh. I didn't read this before. I think the best episodes of Walking Dead were at the start where they made some zombies have personality. I thought that was interesting, too. Honestly, the zombie genre is so oversaturated at this point that I'm just happy for anything, like, new, you know, like an actual new take on it. Oh, there are chickens here this time. So in this one there can be chickens. Is there a chicken coop? There are chicken coops. Okay. This is new. This is new. They're changing the rules on me. That's interesting. So, I don't really want to grab them now, so I'm glad that they have a whole bunch of food. Alright, I think it was down at the bottom of this road that there's either chickens or turkeys at one of the farms, but we'll see how busy it is. Oh, that's where all of you are. Just hiding right alongside the house. They know there's a car to lure me out there. iZombie, yeah. Yeah, there are a handful of, like, fresh takes. It's interesting, trying to remember the name of the movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did a zombie movie. Like, it's one of his more recent movies. He's kind of gray and older in it. But it's basically just all emotional depth, no action, which was really weird to see Arnie in. But also, he performs, you know, like, he did a great job on it. And the entire movie is basically just... he's one of two parents of a child who has been infected with the zombie plague. And they're essentially, like, grieving and trying to figure out what to do. You know, like... It's a really, really surprisingly emotional film. If you're going into it thinking, oh, Arnie, the guy that does action movies and puns. Did you see how that guy lunged at me, man? They are vicious now. I remember I thought Warm Bodies was going to be way more interesting than it actually ended up being. They kind of disappointed me with that one. They had an interesting concept and then they're just like, rom-com? Do the people want a rom-com? Yeah, like, they put him in a lot of action movies. I think Running Man was when I first started to see that he had depth to his acting. Because they gave him a few good lines and he delivered them. Then went right back to the puns and stuff. But I saw what he could do. This is a cozy little house. Lots of open doors. A single battery. I'm just gonna eat the gum. I'm not even gonna stash that. I like that. I really like that. I'll keep it. I'm gonna have to re-equip everything if I want to actually order that correctly though, so I'm gonna tuck the 8-ball keyring in my bag. Needles, some yarn. That might be handy. A gun. Not enough ammo there to, like, use against zombies, but interesting. Lots of car keys in this house. What was that? Susan Heim and Rita Wing. It's interesting having, like, a credit card with a different name. Yeah, it has so much potential, and it's just like very meh movie. These people had guns. Okay. I'll take the battery too. Full battery is a full battery. That will get used eventually. Today. Nah, because this is closed. Shell suit pants. What were we saying the other day? That color scheme. I think I heard somebody. Not sure. Concerning. Got, oh, look at this. I like this little house. I don't think I'd seen this, like, really looked at it. Not gonna take the dented, unlabeled can of food quite yet. I am not that desperate for food. But someday I may be. That salt is probably going to be saved for a ridiculously long time before I can make anything out of it. But look at this. Ugh, that noise was horrible. We've got a cooking pot now, though. Do I want to... I'm pretty sure I was organizing that before. I think that's our bottle opener. That or we have an extra now. Tracking 1, excuse me. What are you putting in your trash? Okay, that can stay there. At least until I'm hunting stuff to smelt down. Little bit of loot. Frog jump road. Alright, I definitely grabbed the tracking book. Yes. Yes, we want that. Tracking seems very slow to level. Or at least I haven't figured out the trick for it yet, you know? There's usually some little trick to it. It stopped letting me speed from real far away. So it must be actually taking into account that there are sprinters, right? Like, usually it lets the zombies get way closer before it prevents you from speeding. Unless they've changed that. It's actually nice and quiet out here now. Like, there was that cluster around the one building. But we were at least able to skirt around them. Oh, he doesn't want to fight. He's like, I don't see you. I don't see you. I didn't see nothing. Slow head turn. Might go in there after I check down here. I think it may have been the next road that I'm looking for, because I don't remember it curling in like that. Yeah, I think there's 2 layers here. Okay. So I nearly remember all of this town. I think down here, I don't travel very often. Like, once I've gone here, I usually don't go back. So it makes sense that I don't remember it very well, but also, I'll remember it next time. I am taking the whole bag of stuff. We love a hiking bag. We have a hacksaw at home, so I'm not too upset about not taking that. It's good to know there's a generator here. I'm gonna pause while I'm looking for the symbol. You keep looking for an RV in this game or a bus, just carry the base with you. There are actually mods for RVs. They're really, really good for nomadic playthroughs. Feels great. I couldn't get them working in Build 41 multiplayer, and I don't know if they've added them in Build 42 yet. This house has been raided already. Oh, it did finally happen. There's about the same amount of loot here, too. At least there's stuff on the ground. Those are a motorcycle. I would say RV. But I also haven't really played around with the motorcycle mod too much. I've seen the bicycle mods, though. And whenever I watch somebody use one of those, they end up getting killed because they're trying to use the bicycle. It seems like one of those things to me that's more of a liability. Baits you into thinking you need it, you know? We might have the keys to that van right there. Because we got the keys to a step van. And there's keys right here. Let's see if it has gas. Nope. Alright, cigarillo, we'll keep that. Maybe someday we'll have a character that smokes. Oh, they got all kinds of stuff here. There's... Oh, wait. I see rat poison, sacks of dead critters. Okay. I wouldn't eat any of those critters. Yeah, 7 days. The bicycle in 7 days is actually awesome, though. That might be one we have the keys to. We've still got time, but there's more zombies there than it looks like. I know for a fact there is. Oh, that was an exterminator's van. Those things are all poisoned. That would be a funny way to die, though. Martina Rhodes taken down by rat poison. Why? Because she ate the poisoned rats. There's a bunch of them there. Yeah, it's getting late. We have quite a walk. Just boil them first. Soup fixes everything. Soup just makes everything better. Stale, poison, doesn't matter. Hi. And we get another assassination by a bread knife. Nope. We've got too many guns in our bag. We're heavy. Just soup it and scoop it. It'll all be fine. Don't worry about it. You worry too much. Just gonna drop that in the kitchen. Eventually I'll gather up all these things. Someday, when I want to use them. When we get further in, I might log in off of stream just to organize things. But while we have limited days right now, it is actually better to spend less time organizing, more time just gathering up all the perishables and stuff like that. Taking advantage of the time you have with the power on and all. I think I want to use this one for canned goods instead of a junk drawer. Alright, what have we got in this hiking bag? We've got a hoodie, we got some gum, and we got some dried apricot. Oh, I'll take the snacks. We'll keep the snacks on us. And And we'll put the hoodie in the closet whenever we get upstairs. We're in evening time and we're only drowsy, so there is a little bit of time for organizing here. Plus, we got some good stuff. It's fun to go over the treasures. Lots of guns this time. Let's put them on the dining table. We don't have anybody to eat with. May as well use it for guns. If we're keeping our bloody hand forks in here, then... Although, we'll use one as a weapon, actually. We'll keep one. Ah, the knitting needles, that's what I forgot. Actually, we'll put that in with bag of bags and new junk drawer. Bottle opener I wanted to put over here. And then a few things go outside. And we can eat and sleep. Generally maintain our survivor. Could make a salad. We could have our fish fingers and potato dots. Let's do that tonight. And then in the morning we'll have like leftovers and a salad or something like that. Pretend that we're healthy here. Although this survivor is doing okay so far because they just started. I am underfeeding them a little bit. But we kind of gotta run hard in the beginning. With so many zombies and so little loot. I'm already gonna have to bring the animals over one by one with a rope if I don't find a trailer. They cook and unfreeze at the same time. I don't remember it working that way. Not sure if glitch or intended. Okay. That leaves some stuff for tomorrow. Oh, we can get one more potato dot in. Yeah, the first part is always a bit of a struggle. But we'll bring it back. Alright, are we prepared for our day? Hoodie, that's what we need to stash. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going down this way because I really want to see what animals are there, even if I can't bring them back yet. I think we do have some rope. I'm gonna check. We could probably make some. Don't think it's a very high skill level, but now we have some rope. May as well take it with me, just in case. If the situation arises, then I want to be ready for it. We're gonna have a little breakfast. A little bit of potato dots, a little bit of fish fingers, a little bit of... Do we want salad? We have rotten dandelions. We should probably make some salad. Hey, we can add the fish fingers. A little bit of stale. It still made us happier to add because it was something new. Let's see, how much does adding more fish fingers bring it down? That brought it up. Apparently that was a good addition. We'll add some pepper. We'll add some garlic powder. You know? But we're saving the salt. We're gonna want that for baking. Alright, I'm just gonna keep that on me so I'll have a little snack for the road. You know what? I think I just want to leave her here for a little bit. Maybe I'll bury myself. We haven't found a shovel yet, but if we see one, we can grab it. Unless, do I have a shovel? I'm gonna end up checking this area a lot because I just don't remember what I have here. Oh, we have more rope. I don't know if we can dig a grave with a gardening trowel. That seems like quite a task. It's like something you do to torture somebody. Dig your own grave with a gardening trowel. No crawling allowed. I'm sick of that shit. It's only moderately smelly over here so far. Not nearly as bad as the bridge. Hopefully the next time we go there, at least some of the corpses will have rotted. 'Cause the bridge is really good to use for combat. But was making us weaker having to fight on it once we got enough of the smelly corpses building up. Was not expecting the hand fork to have multi-hit. Some rubber boots, they're damaged though. I'll hold off until there's some good rubber boots. Just dual wielding hand forks. Let's just, we'll sit down for, oh. See, I go to sit down and you show up. Rude. Can we get an assassination? Okay, hand forks work for assassinations and they have multi-hit. So hand forks are still pretty strong, even though I don't think I can add them to spears anymore. I'm not sure. Alright, I'm probably gonna lighthouse while I take this little rest, but we're gonna eat a fish finger, we're gonna sit down, catch our breath. I haven't been able to choose a new favorite weapon yet. Not quite. The wrenches are pretty sturdy, and I like that. But I don't like short blunt very much. Like, I like it in that it's prevalent. But it's just so much riskier. And eventually, the big swings with the long blunt weapons become less of a pain for your character. It's just in the beginning that it's pretty rough. I kind of want to... I guess I'll loot some of the houses on the way back, I think. I want to get to this place, see if it's chickens or turkeys we're looking at. Having to make do with a stick is painful. You can pick up a rock now just off the ground if you have to. And use that as a weapon. There were 3 zombies eating that one guy. That's horrible. They're very bad at sharing. What? He's like, no. I will not be stomped. What did this guy do to them? You're gonna have to fork me. This doesn't feel like the right road either, though. I don't think it is. Hog wallow. Where is the place I'm looking for? Maybe I didn't go down far enough. Maybe it is past the curve down there. Sometimes there's good stuff in here. Today we get a tire for a heavy-duty vehicle, an iron band, and that looks like it. No hatchet today. Very sad, very sad. Okay, so this is next to that. There will probably be sacks of vegetables and stuff in there. But we're far enough in that it probably will all be stale. There might be potatoes. We'll want to check it soon if we're gonna get anything out of it, but... Hello, Lisa? How you doing today? I'm alright, having fun with Zomboid. If I'm playing Zomboid, I'm usually having fun, though. I thought there was somebody following me. Sometimes I just feel like I'm being watched. Okay, yeah, this definitely is not the way I was thinking of. I don't want to fight all you with a hand fork. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We're at least exploring, though. Did they change the map, or am I just remembering this being somewhere that it's not? The eternal question. not good with knives yet. Yeah, I play lots of games. Lately on here, I've been playing Zomboid, World of Warcraft, and Stardew Valley. Yeah, I knew that was more zombies than it looked like. They started to wander out now that they can't use the car as a trap. Let's see. I know this place exists. Or existed, at least. Finally leveled our maintenance. Maybe we'll stop going through weapons quite as fast. Uh-oh. We should have stopped in one of those houses. We're feeling thirsty. I'm gonna walk down here for a bit. See if I didn't walk far enough down this path. If they removed the house, then I'm just fully confused. So it was a nice house. I haven't stayed there a few times. It was a little glitchy in that area, but... yeah, I think this is the road to the little, like, Amish place. I don't know what to call it. Might be a cult. Really not sure. They're all zombies now. We're very thirsty. Okay. Okay. Time to do the responsible thing. I just scraped myself on that bush. Okay. She screamed about it too. Like, she was real unhappy. Hello there. So great to see. Whoa. See, like, window cheese is not what it used to be. Anything fun? A glass shiv. Okay. We'll take that. Extra bag. Louisville Central, man. The plans to go to Louisville, knowing what Louisville looks like now, is, oh man. They were going the wrong direction. Part of the problem seems to be that everybody had the idea to go to Louisville. Alright, we're feeling hungry and it's gonna be getting dark, so time to go home. We've spent most of the day walking. Yeah, we'll get there this way. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Like, in real life as well as in game. My character could eat a horse. I'm not quite there yet, but... I mistook my belly rumble for a zombie. Well, may as well go here. The door's open. Let's see, what kind of soup can we make? I wonder if we'll be able to add the beef patties if we do a stew. Because just the beef we seem to be able to add to it, but sometimes the patties can only be cooked up and eaten on their own. Okay, so this isn't cooking as it's unfreezing, thawing. It seems like it's just some of the stuff. Alright, so with a stew, we can add the beef patty. Very happy to see that. We've got a little bit less options than the soup as far as like greens and stuff like that, but more options as far as meats in a stew. It made us happier to add more beef. I'm cooking in game and my belly's like, that sounds good. I think the theory that I was looking for a roasting pan before because I wanted a roast is actually a sound theory, come to think of it. I hadn't noticed that about my cooking in this game. I'm not just cooking for my character, I'm cooking for myself. Alright, and now we should be able to split that into 2 bowls. Yes. It actually takes time to do now. Nom nom. I didn't bother taking the fork out. Just pour it in the old goozler. And we're pretty full. We'll be hungry again by morning though, so it's a good thing that bowl is oven safe. What were those noises? A mystery. Well, this is right about where I'm stopping. So I guess that's a mystery that will wait until we log in next time. Leave that to surprise later me. It has been so much fun, as always, though. Thank you all for coming. If anybody's watching this in the future, thank you for watching. I hope to see you all again soon, friends.